Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That should be fine. That should be okay. Man, we chose a bad week to decide to do a big topic one.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time in a good couple weeks that I've absorbed stuff that I want to talk about.
Well, you know,
we finished the curse. That would be a big one to talk about. But one, it would take a lot of time, and two, Stu hasn't seen it. Welcome,
yeah.
Stu.
Hello, Stu's here with us.
Stu's here, back again.
Yeah.
Fan favorite.
Yeah. Everyone, when Stu isn't here, everyone gotta ask themselves, "Where is Stu?" You know.
I mean, Stu being on the podcast is the first time we've ever received somebody reaching out and saying, "Hey, that was a good episode."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think you probably constitute as a fan favorite.
Yeah, lucky charm.
The two people that reached out.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to cut your hands off and then wear him as like a lucky charm. You know?
Wouldn't it be his foot?
Or foot, yeah.
The foot would be better because then it allows. The foot would be better because it inhibits his escape.
But yeah, exactly. But the thing is that with a
hand,
if I get his hand, I can then go like, let this be a good episode, and then the finger curls.
Oh. Okay, so he's also a monkey paw all of a sudden.
I'm a lucky Stu's foot, and I'm a cursed Stu's paw.
And a Stu's paw.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I feel like his feet could do that as well. Though.
Yeah, my toes just curl.
The toes could curl. You know? I don't see why that's relegated only to the hand.
You could just ask nicely, Max, and I might be able to give you like a hand or something.
Okay, yeah, sure. You're such a good friend.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, I guess we got a lot of stuff that we consumed, but we're decided on.
Well, man,
I
it's
don't
not
know
just
why.
the cars, but it's also like I watched Poor Things this week, and I finally got to see The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I could talk so much about all of these pieces of media
that was
I have
a real
consumed.
Movie.
What, The Boy and the Heron?
I thought you were making a joke yesterday when we were talking about it.
What? Oh, what? Dude, bro, it's a Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah, I just thought we were doing a fake. Anyway,
Studio Ghibli is real? I thought that was fake. I thought you were making a joke.
I thought you were doing a Dogs in the Vineyard joke about like a boy and the heron is something they go and see back in the day, you know?
No, I kind of got that because I was saying things and then you were making stuff up and I was like, well, I guess...
Well, I made it up first and then you responded with something that was real. That's what messed me up.
Oh, fuck. Well...
Anyway,
it's a real movie and I saw it, but I guess I'll talk about it some other time.
you better.
Because we got so many great books to talk about, but I don't know, let's quick. How are you doing, Stu?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I feel a little bit coffee this morning. I woke up, I was like,
Motherfucker.
Yeah,
every time I come on the podcast, I feel sick. So...
Don't look
draining the energy.
Don't look into that.
I've been putting bleach in my food when I come on.
I'm trying to make you weak so you won't run away.
Yeah.
You won't leave us. If you're weak, you won't leave us. It's fine.
Oh, misery! But she's recording a podcast with us.
Podcast misery. Hey, tell you what, recording this podcast is enough of the misery. Am I right?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, right.
Slam dunk. There's a.
How about you leave then? How about you leave? You get out of here.
Maybe Max into the podcast.
Yeah.
Alright. I mean, you guys have definitely delved into the topic today more than I have. I tried to. I was like, I'm gonna get some funny bits on my lunch break, but I was just looking through one and I'm like, damn, I can't.
There's a lot of stuff in these books. The thing about The
So,
topic of
yeah.
discussion for this week is, as we said last week, is the Evil Genius tabletop RPGs.
Let's paint a little
books.
picture.
Shout out to
3
Evil
week-
Genius.
3 weeks ago, with thanks to Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, we found that Evil Genius had sued Netflix because they were in a deal to make a tabletop RPG based on the world of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, which is a rich and deep fantasy sci-fi world that he has been crafting for years and is hoping will be the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
Either way, I guess they welched on their deal or something, or didn't pay them, and then Evil Genius were like, we're gonna sue you because you owe us money, and they won the court case, I guess, and Netflix had to pay them, I assume, according to Wikipedia. But this started us on a little tangent. We were like, what the hell is Evil Genius Games?
Yeah.
We went to their Wikipedia, and not their Wikipedia, we went to their website, and it's like all licensed stuff. They have basically all of their books are licensed. They're tabletop RPGs that are based on pre-existing properties, like, for example, Escape from New York, which it makes more sense than one of their other ones, like Rambo, or, you know, Universal Soldier, Kong Skull Island. They're a little more specific. I mean, it didn't quite make sense. Anyway, we had a lot of jokes about it. We looked at the Pacific Rim one in particular and had a good laugh. But lo and behold, like a week later, Humble Bundle, shouts out to Humble Bundle.
Yeah, for
Happened
making
to
bundle. It's like, you know, it's like the
Unofficial
housing.
sponsor of the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. Don't tell them. But
Yeah.
the thing about it is that it's like it literally is kind of Humble Bundle is becoming like the way Housing Crash has started, where they would bundle together like shitty bonds and then sell them to like uncovered bonds and then sell them to banks and say they were good, like, you know. So this is what's happening. Humble Bundle is doing is they just bundle whatever they can find and then hoping they can sell it off to someone.
So we're kind of
Like
so
Max.
as Max is saying, yeah, Max so readily scooped. I sent him a link, like, bro, the serendipity of this. I was thinking of buying them, but before I even had the chance, Max was like, "Here you go." Possibly. If that's not okay, then I bought them myself.
Yeah, exactly.
One or the other. But if buying them myself is unnecessary, then Max sent them to me. You don't know which one is the truth.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a Schrodinger's event, you know. You can't-
Stu is in the exact same boat where
Yes.
he may or may not have bought them himself until we find out what the exact ramifications of those outcomes are. Either way,
he went to a like a board game store which also sells like, you know, books, and he just stood there reading
Yes.
them.
Yeah, I actually just have a physical test copy that I'm on loan from the library.
Yeah.
I love the idea of going to a board game shop, just picking up a book and sitting on the floor and like flipping through it, like.
The thief.
This will be good on the podcast.
Do you think people with photographic memories ever get taken to court for that? Like, if you just like go into a place and you like read a book and then leave, are they like?
Hey.
Because the defense for that would be like, well, I can't remember everything that happened in like the source of the source book for a tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
But if you have a photographic memory, it's all up there. You're never gonna forget.
Yeah, that's the thing. They before you leave, they hit you over the head with
Yeah,
like
they
a
make you forget.
blackjack. You know, like
They've got like a big
amnesia.
Tom and Jerry contraption at the door. You try and leave, they press a button, and a big mallet goes bonk.
Well,
I mean, technically, there's
fucking
nothing
birds
against the
flying
law
over your
about
head.
reading those books in the shop. You know, they
I
might ask
think,
you to
well,
leave.
yeah.
I think there is a law against loitering. So I think.
But what constitutes loitering?
In the America, there's a law against loitering.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't think it's illegal to loiter
In the
UK.
freest country in the world,
If a
there is
bookshop
law
has a
for-
chair, then it's legal to stay there.
The freest country in the world.
What if you bring in like a camping like chair? Like
Yeah,
a-
you
Well, no,
know.
it has to be a chair provided by the
No,
bookshop.
Oh,
you need
okay.
what you need is those like little backpacks that have the little rods underneath that you
okay.
take out and
Oh,
extend.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you get one of
stand
those, and then they're like, "What do we do?" He's not even sitting; he's like leaning on his own object.
Yeah, exactly. He's technically standing on
Anyways,
4
dude
legs.
did that.
Yeah,
Exactly. And we've all had a little peruse of these books now. And we decided that it was funny the first time, and it's always funnier if you spend even more time on it and
Yeah.
under greater detail with a larger magnifying glass
With an extra person.
with another person. There's no way it could fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
There isn't a saying too many cooks in the kitchen. You know?
No, exactly.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Do you want to have any
Doesn't
order to
mean
this?
this
Do you
could
want
be a
to like
flash
do
in
all
the
the
pan.
forewords?
Well, before that, we got to say hello and welcome to Dead Ensigns, a podcast that was originally Star Trek focused. Now, only every now and then, occasionally drops in
When-
little bits here
when-
and there when we feel
when
like
the
it.
season starts, because there's going to be a season coming up.
Oh my god, I can't wait, bro.
Well, hold on, Ben, right there. Before you introduce the podcast, we have to do the foreword. I think for everyone's comfort and safety, including the listeners, we have to talk about the themes we're going to be covering today on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. One of them is going to be big scary monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely big scary monsters.
Heroes being trapped, obviously, as usual.
That's
There
a
may be
classic.
occasional profanity.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Be careful that there may also be here. I mentioned heroes being trapped, but there might also be heroes being restrained,
Oh,
and the threat of nuclear annihilation.
oh yeah.
I think, and if anyone has an issue with anything we talk about on the podcast, we're just going to fade to black, and then you will hear what we have to say, but it won't have any consequences. So.
Yeah.
Dude, just to jump right in. I'm Ben, and I'm joined with my co-host Max and my friend.
Hello.
Hello.
My friend, not Max's.
Yeah, I
We
heard
say
that.
each other off
Dude,
the
I'm
podcast.
looking. Okay,
We're
first
enemies.
off,
We're
I'm gonna
enemies,
jump right
actually.
in. I'm gonna jump right in. I just opened one for the bit of looking at the comfort and safety section. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately I love the order of magnitude here in the Escape from New York.
Oh,
one.
I'm looking at this one.
You got deadly
In my memory.
violence, dystopian political themes, depictions of cannibalism, depictions of violent psychosis, illicit drug use, heroes being hunted and or captured, threat of nuclear annihilation, and then under that one is occasional profanity.
Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah,
heroes
just-
being
and
restrained.
and
Don't
in
forget.
case that wasn't enough, there's occasional profanity. These so what's your general overview, guys? How are you feeling on a whole about these
I
books?
personally think we should fade to black over
Right
this
now.
section. Yeah.
Okay, you wanna- yeah, okay. They like letting you know that there is a nice narrative tool called fading to black.
Yeah.
It's good. But yeah, what's your guys' general feeling on this? On these books?
I find it. I understand it in certain games where there's really heavy themes at play, and you
Yeah.
have a group that you might not be super close with, and you want to talk about this stuff before the game. It's good, but it's so weird. It feels like they're trying to pad the list.
Yeah,
There-
like they're trying
there's-
to fill it in.
I
you know?
think
Like some of these books, they haven't
Yeah.
padded the list. It's like 2 things, and then this one is like 8 things or 9 things.
So I don't want it to be like, I don't want to come across like we're just ragging on it like, oh, these stupid books have trigger warnings at the beginning. Whoa, SJW. That's not what we're doing here. I think the harms section that is at the front of all of these books are interesting because they always come at like the exact same time in the book, presented in the exact same way, and give you the exact feeling you need about these books, which are each one is a checklist of stuff that needs to be included.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In order
exactly.
for them to sell you a tabletop RPG, they're like, okay, well, we need to have this section filled out. We need to have a bit about this and this and this and this, and then as long as each one for the new license they get can fit into that, it's got that quota of things. Then that's it. Now we can release it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking. I understand what you meant. I actually thought you meant something different in that this list of things is what you would expect to see in a regular game if you played this, right?
There's that too.
Like looking at the Kong Skull Island one, it's got 2 things. It's like violence and giant monsters, and it's like that's all there is to that game.
Yeah.
And I like how
But
simple that
then-
is.
But then Total Recall there's so much more, dude. There's ableism, sometimes they get very specific, like asphyxiation, body horror,
That is really
discrimination and
specific.
oppression. memory loss, alteration, including forced alteration of memory. So obviously very Total Recall-y. But then like you say with the Kong Skull Island one, or the Pacific Rim one even, is like there's all of that stuff could be in here too. You know?
Yeah.
Especially
heroes
like
being restrained.
asphyxiation.
Why is that
and shit.
like Kong? They get restrained all the time.
He picks. Didn't you see the movie? He picks that lady up. He climbs fucking Empire State Building.
Yeah.
He's restraining her. It ain't good, but they don't put that shit in. Instead, they put a forward of a guy being like, "I love giant monsters. I love Godzilla and Gamera. I'm a little cold on King Kong. I'm going to be honest with you, but luckily in the in this universe, King Kong and Godzilla are best bros. So it's cool."
Can I ask a question here? And I don't want to be. I don't want to come across as that kind of person, but. If you're playing King Kong Skull Island RPG, but you have a problem with giant scary monsters to the point that you are concerned about the themes and you have to ask the GM to minimize them, what are you doing?
It feels a little redundant. There's a certain there's a certain level of awareness you should have going into something like Kong Skull Island or Pacific Rim, where it's like, you should kind of know that you're going to be dealing with big monsters there. The game shouldn't have to tell you, by the way, make sure everybody's happy with big monsters as a topic.
Well, surely when you explain it to your friends, you're trying to get your friends to play something, you're like, oh, I found this system, it's called Kong Skull Island.
And no, well, you got to be here, kid. You got to be clear here.
No, yeah.
Here's a big part about these that we need to get over, because originally we just looked at the Pacific Rim one and thought that was it. That was like a tabletop RPG. What they actually do is basically make licensed modules for their system called Everyday Heroes. So before
they don't
we begin,
have
maybe
to
we should
license 5e.
Yeah,
it's like a cheaper way to
It's like
a licensed Aldi 5th edition. So let's start with a little overview of Evil Genius's Everyday Heroes system. Did you guys look at this book?
I thought it was another setting, so I didn't look at it. I thought it was a movie I hadn't seen.
Bit, but
no, dude, this is the book you should be reading before reading all of those other fucking books.
Exactly. That's what I realized a little bit too late looking at this, because the actual exactly, like this I think the reason why you haven't looked at that one is because it was the longest.
And that's because it's 5th edition and they changed some words and added a couple extra little bits.
Exactly.
But it's interesting. The foreword kind of spells it out for you. 20 years ago, some other guys were playing 3rd edition and they were like, this shit's too fantasy. Why are there no rules for guns? And that's pretty much all the rules that we need to add in order to really change anything. So they added rules for guns and a couple other things like money.
Classes are slightly different as well.
Classes, in order to like kind of modernize, as they put it, the world's greatest role-playing game. They never mentioned D&D. They always refer to it as, in this foreword, this guy always mentions it as the world's greatest role-playing game. The 3rd edition of the world's greatest role-playing game.
Oh yeah, of course.
20 years later, some other people have come up and they've modernized what was essentially like some errata that you could add to 3rd edition D&D to make it modern day, and expanded it into a whole book for 5th edition. Because luckily for 5th edition, you can kind of just do whatever you want with it. Yeah. You know? You can just... If Wizards of the Coast are like... Yeah, you can just... Whatever. You can just make a whole... You can make a whole video game that just uses the 5e, like, system.
No, they didn't. They wouldn't do that.
No, dude. I remember playing one called Solasta with some friends. And it's just like a CRPG before they did Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay,
that's just entirely 5th edition. It's like, well, like, they've added some stuff here and there, but mechanically and like the base of all of the classes and shit and items and everything is just 5th edition. So luckily Evil Geniuses come along and they say, hey, can we take that and maybe make an entire book about it and then go and sell this book to Universal and Warner Brothers and shit and Netflix, and then get them to pay us like a bit to rewrite modules and then release them for cash.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good
It's
grift,
a good
man.
business. It's a good fucking
Did
business.
you say it's a
man,
good
honestly.
grift or a good business?
Grift.
I say it's
grift. I said grift in like a colorful, endearing way. I don't
this
mean
is,
that they're scamming people, not at all.
Yeah,
But I
because
mean
that
that
would be
it's
legally
like-
binding of you to say that. I mean,
Yeah,
which is,
I'm
we
not
would
trying
never
to say
say
they're
that.
scamming.
But
I'm just saying that they're having a bit of fun. They're making some good money with a pretty straightforward pipeline. You know?
But part of this must feel like it's entirely propped up by out of touch executives who just want their movie franchise to be the next D&D, because D&D is
No,
big
no,
with the
100%.
kids.
No,
right?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
easily. Like that's 100% it. I mean, just the Rebel Moon thing alone showed that, because it's like, I mean, they're trying to pump out all sorts of shit like comics and books and artwork and merchandise and games, and one of them was going to be this tabletop RPG, because they're like, we're releasing this big world. What do people love to do in worlds? Write their own stories that they can make and do Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, and we have to give him that Evil Genius. Their name really fits them, because that fucking contract that they signed with Netflix to do that Rebel Moon must have been rock solid for a small company to be able to just go, no, you gotta pay us for this.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Netflix on my own admission, they already were like ready for them to say, no, we don't need this anymore, and they were like, no.
Well, they were seeing
the contract.
They were seeing the initial cuts of the movie, and they were like, we gotta pull out on some of these merchandising deals we have. We're kind of worried nobody's gonna want to play a tabletop RPG set in this one.
We don't
It
care.
could have even been that, like, they, even though they did they had a lawsuit against Netflix were like, you know what, we'll just fucking pay them we really don't want merchandise out for this. It would be better for us to just pay you off than have you write a book and then create those books and try and sell them.
It probably costs more than just paying them off.
Yeah, because it's like, nobody's buying them, people are returning them. Now we've just got all these books that we have to then pay to pulp or some shit.
I mean, I just want to jump in here. On Evil Geniuses, for their credit, these books are they exist, they are written, and they are mostly complete. It's not like they're selling snake oil.
No, dude. I want to be clear. Yeah, I don't think me.
I'm not saying you think that. I was just for everyone listening.
I don't think Max as well. Yeah, it's good to be clear that it's like, I don't think they're doing a bad thing. In fact, I think it's good, because it's like, I'm sure a lot of people get work out of this, when they otherwise couldn't. Writing a mod, all they have to do is like watch Escape from New York, make some notes, and then change around some words, and all of a sudden, the Kong Skull Island book they wrote a year ago is now an Escape from New York module.
I'm not saying it's high effort. I'm definitely not saying that. Honestly, the best thing I love about these books, I was just thinking about this earlier, is that I imagine that they are literally watching the film with like a notepad, and they are writing down the comfort and safety things, and they're like, oh, yep, deadly violence, check. It's dystopian political themes, check. Cannibalism, check. And they're like, and somehow they extend that into a whole book. I don't know what the process is. That it feels like an AI has been trained to do it somehow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the people at Evil Geniuses are trying to move into that field, AI generated tabletop RPG stuff. But I got no idea. I don't know anything about them, so we'll see. We'll see in the future if they hit out with some AI generated modules for some of our upcoming favorite movies, like like maybe The Zone of Interest, maybe Tar 2, maybe Barbie. Maybe we could do a Barbie tabletop
Barbie
RPG
would be a good one,
for Barbie 2. A Barbie module? Would you play a Barbie module, Stu?
Yeah,
It sounds more interesting than Escape from New York, gonna be honest. It's more customizable.
True.
Imagine all the classes and stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Kent, Beach Kent. You can be a beach
I
Kent,
like
you
to
can
imagine that the Barbie tabletop RPG would have the same system as like the Warhammer Fantasy tabletop RPGs,
Yeah.
where it's a book that's just like wall to wall jobs and
Just roll for a
minutia
random one.
Yeah, because that's what Barbie can have any job
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Barbie
Oh, I
can
rolled
be
policewoman
fisherman or
Barbie.
president. Yeah. Oh, I roll president Barbie, dude. I'm in. I'm done.
yeah.
I'm
Roll
in the
civil
end
rights
game.
activist Barbie. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every old movie director Barbie, I'm making the Barbie movie.
Hell yeah. Honestly,
Too meta.
I'm more and more into that idea now that we've just talked about it for 1 second. I'm like, that actually sounds really, really kind
Dude,
of fun.
we should pitch this to Evil Genius and then fucking make some cash. It's gonna be so easy.
I guess the problem is the Evil Genius has to talk to whoever owns the rights to Barbie.
Yeah.
And then
Mattel.
It'll just be Mattel, dude.
yeah.
And Hasbro. We can get in on that. We can get a meeting with Mattel.
Doesn't Hasbro own Wizards of the Coast and stuff?
Yes, they do.
With
Well-
just direct competition, so it'll be a 5e hack of it.
Yeah, man. But it's like,
And now
yeah,
my interest is gone.
to go back to the core part of this, is all of these books are modules for a game called Everyday Heroes, which is 5th edition. For all intents and purposes, it's 5th edition.
It's like a more modern 5th edition, though, isn't it? Like modern setting.
Yeah,
from what
it's
I can
supposed
see.
to be modernized with rules for some guns, like categorizing them and stuff, and some changes to like, I guess it's a little bit 3rd edition as well, because that's what the original thing was based on, but for the most part it's like, you know, you choose a class and then you get your talents for that class. Everything is based around rolling the standard set of dice, you know.
Yeah.
You got your d4s, you got your d8s, d6s, d12s,
You pick a background
d10s.
for your character.
Yeah, you got your background, you got your race.
Proficiencies and
Here's the
stuff.
thing, they tend to not have like, the races tend to be a bit more like, dude, there are some great like quotes on these.
Well, don't they explicitly say they don't want races because they just want anyone to be included? They said they in the foreword. It says
Yeah, no, but they get rid of that in some of these modules. Like there's races in the Kong Skull Island book.
really, what would the races be? What, you can play as the big monsters?
No, but you can be somebody who grew up on the island. You can be a native
Well,
of
that's
the
more of a
island,
background, isn't it?
or an
than a
outsider.
race?
No, because then they also have backgrounds
Oh, but
and
isn't that just-
classes.
Isn't that just the way it goes? Is you have a background, a profession, and a class? From what I can see, you have a background, a profession, and an archetype and a
background.
class.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, but you know what I mean. The backgrounds are the races as well.
So is the profession like island native? It's not really
No,
a profession. it's more-
the backgrounds are the races. If we're going to equivalent them to 5e.
Yeah, okay.
The
Yeah.
backgrounds are the races. The professions are the backgrounds.
Yeah, it's very confusing. And a background is not a background.
And
Gross.
the archetypes and classes are the classes.
Yeah.
they're
But I
condensed,
like some of
as
these
far as I can
quotes, man. Max, do you want to hear one from this is for MMA fighter. I guess this is a character they had. His name is Nicholas the Ukrainian Bear Novikov.
Oh, no.
Fighting is simple. Punch 'em, stretch 'em, make 'em cry for their mommies. Very colourful.
Is this from the main core booklet? Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what you
the
mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at Everyday Heroes.
I love the classes. I like that
Dude,
MMA
these
fighter
names
is a
are so
named
great.
class. There's
Martial
brawler,
artist. This
heavy
is
gunner, MMA fighter.
This is a martial artist. They've got a black woman as the martial artist picture, who I assume is called Lakeisha Brown based on the quote. And her quote is, "I'm gonna kick your stupid ass into next week if you don't put that gun down and back the hell up."
Well,
Which is interesting.
I need that gives me everything
stuff.
to imagine what this character will be like, what my character should be like. While
We got
I'm
a
playing this class.
scoundrel here. Her name is Dax with 2 X's. Oh, did I hurt your pride? Consider that an appetizer.
Nice.
They're really giving a lot of color and character.
I'm
to
looking at the
these
mastermind
people.
one.
The mastermind. I
Wesley
haven't seen the
Scott.
mastermind.
It's a picture of a very dapper-looking black child.
Okay.
And he says, "Never bet against stupid. They never know when to quit, and they have a clear numbers advantage."
True. I got Luis. I got the scrapper. His name is Luis Gaza.
And it's I bleed, I smile, I laugh. Life is a joke, and suffering is the punchline. Dude, these quotes are great, man.
Oh, the wise
Smart
heroes.
Oh, brother. These are great. These are so good. The engineer, Katie Page. Hey, that problem you got? Bingo and I invented a solution, and I want to see if it works. I don't know who Bingo is.
I think the little dog in the picture.
Little robot dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right. Why do the fucking... Okay, why do these people, why do the smart ones get so many... The smart heroes, I guess these are like the wizards, because they've got an extra list of things they can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like an
But they've,
engineer. Engineers get companions, apparently. Oh, dude, they got a great one here for the hacker. 010010001
Oh,
space
wow.
0010000. It kind of just goes on. I don't know
The
what she's
bracket
saying.
equals 0xx.
Yeah, these are just yeah. They really went all in on these, man. They got a lot of these too. They got a lot of these
I just
classes.
how could I have predicted this? No, I
What?
did the binary conversion on that. Oh no!
What does it say?
I got you. I got hacked by the book. The PDFs got me.
Oh fuck, bro! They got you.
No, the evil genius are truly evil.
This is how they get you, dude.
They're draining your
They're
bank account.
going for
No,
us.
my crypto.
But they're going to provide a book for you now. The deal is done.
No,
Yeah,
They
no.
have your
They've-
signature now.
They own the rights to your life, and they're gonna
To
put
my
you
life,
in.
to write a supplement for their amazing.
They're gonna put you
system.
in the Oppenheimer tabletop RPG. they're
Max,
in.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What would the themes be, like the difficult themes be in the book made about you?
I think probably heroes being trapped. 'Cause we gotta go with that at this point, you know, like it has to be there. I guess maybe
Threat of nuclear
sadness,
annihilation?
threat of nuclear annihilation, threat of war,
Yeah.
threat of Jesus, I don't know. Threat of not being able to do what you want and continue living, you know, a quiet and peaceful life. I think
Very
that's
specific.
yeah, exactly. And you know, lactose intolerance or something like that. You know, lactose, just
That's
lactose.
about
Is,
right.
yeah, that's.
Are you
just one
lactose
of them.
intolerant, Max?
I think I'm becoming lactose intolerant.
You,
That's
do,
what I'm
you
saying.
can become lactose intolerant.
That's why.
Dude, that's
why.
gonna be one of your evil genius module talents.
Yeah,
Lactose intolerant.
It's more of a
Becoming
profession
like-
or a background, right?
No. You would eventually develop a quirk, which would be lactose intolerance, and then you shit yourself suddenly, you know, as a character. As you know, there is quirks in this system,
there
so I
are
might as well put it under that section, you know.
Dude, the very last class here is the last one in the Charming Heroes. They're called the Manipulator.
Yeah, I know, and it's
Their
got
quote
like a
is, I only want what's best for you, and you deserve so much more. Together we can make your dreams come true. That's from Miho Kato.
yeah, she's like a Japanese idol.
She's got a Lolita fashion.
Yeah, you're right. Jesus.
Ooh, they get wisdom saving throw.
That's good for them. Dude. Manipulator talents.
Look at their
Demoralize.
weapons. Look at their weapon equipment
Copycat.
recommendations.
Let me see. Equipment Rick Socialite Pack. Weapons none or double barrel shotgun.
It's the two extremes.
What do you mean none or double barrel shotgun?
What kind of player is not going to have the shotgun as the backup?
What are the fuck are the why even put none? Why not just put double barrel shotgun?
Yeah, or like pocket pistol or something, or knife, or
I'm
like
thinking of making a manipulator character. What kind of weapons should I have? Oh, as a manipulator, you don't really want any weapons. Your power comes from like your abilities and stuff. Or you could have a double barrel shotgun.
I just love the idea of the
one or the other.
Lolita fashion idol there, or whatever.
Yeah.
With just a double barrel shotgun, it'd be
Just,
such good art.
Yeah,
It would be cool, man. Instead of the little weird puppet that she's got.
and that's
Well, it's not a weird puppet; it's a regular puppet. like a
that's
posable.
another thing about these books is that the level of art in this book is inconsistent. I could say in all of these
generally across the books, they're not great.
I've seen worse. I've seen much better.
I would
Yeah.
imagine. Something tells me that this is the kind of company that maybe goes through Fiverr when they need an artist.
Yeah, you
I
might
go
be-
like, hey,
just-
can you maybe.
Like
Yes,
the one that is the most kind of like visible in my opinion is the Escape from New York one, where you will have like this kind of like alright looking kind of airbrushy kind of art, and then suddenly you get to like this like weird 3D-esque put through filter sort of art, and I'm like, what is this?
The landscape, like the pictures of like the city and stuff, I think they all looked really nice. But the character art, I think, looks terrible.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's very inconsistent when it comes to art style and stuff like that. So they are not paying their artists a lot. I guess there are evil geniuses, evil people don't pay their artists.
Yeah, they don't have the good contracts for the artists.
No, they have the good contracts for themselves with the artists.
Yeah. Ironclad.
Ironclad.
I did want to mention a couple of things about the Escape from New York book. I was looking for it, and I don't know why. I was looking for the classes, and I'm sure you're supposed to use these on top of the base game classes because there's only 3 classes.
Yeah, because that's the thing. There's lots and lots of classes, but then each of these modules will add in new backgrounds, new profiles. What are they called? What are they fucking called? Never mind.
And they're just called classes.
No, because it was the third one, the one that's the backgrounds.
Oh, profession.
Profession. Yeah,
which is the background from 5e.
Yeah, and then also they will add new classes. But yeah, let's talk about let's go to the Escape from New York one.
This is another thing about these books, which is I'm just not really sure how they wrote this stuff. Because, like, you will look at the beginning of these books, and they'll have, like, the terminology, they'll try to do the setting and stuff. Yeah. But I'm like, these movies are, like, an hour and a half long or whatever. Where the fuck are you getting all this, like, lore from for them, I don't think they had any books in the world of, Escape from New York, I don't think.
Yeah, because there's a whole timeline for Escape from New York.
Yeah, there's a timeline for Pliskin, like history, his history of like Snake Plissken is born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Do you think they got like free reign from the company to just go wild with this stuff, or do you think
did
the company like tell them like
Plissken
has to be a Catholic, he has to be born in Ohio?
Ohio,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just you guys do whatever you want. Oh, man,
maybe they just give it a Passover and go, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, there's just like a lot of stuff for Pliskin if you want to know exactly. This is like a stalker's, like someone would have to written all of this, and they have like a little shrine to Pliskin in there.
But really, it would be best to not focus too much on Pliskin, because if you're playing this game, surely you want to make your own Pliskin.
You want to make your own character.
You could do that, or you could be a convict or a New York native,
or a war veteran.
Your professions could be charm.
I was just reading charm. It's just a sex worker. You're in the business
of trading sex and/or affection for money or patronage.
I've never heard it called a charm, though.
Your special features are distracting. When not in combat, you can make a charisma check versus a target system.
Look at their iconic equipment.
Their iconic equipment is a sexy outfit, condoms, and pepper spray. I'm glad
God,
they specify condoms. Well, you see, I have this plan that involves my signature condoms that I get as a charm.
You're sitting there, like the DM is like, you walk up to a guy and you go like, oh, I want to distract him, I want to use this skill. So, and the DM's like, okay, so you take his pants down and then you jerk him off or something like that. You just start describing all of
roll
these
a
things.
Constitution check to avoid chlamydia. Well, you don't know my charm and their iconic equipment is condoms, so
wait, I forgot. Fade to black, okay?
Yeah. Whoa, GM, can we time out and just fade to the end of this scene?
Hey, can we
just fade to me going to the clinic?
Can we fade into more of it, please? Explain it more.
I'm scared of heroes being trapped in situations like this. So
Bro, it's funny. You got the charm, which is a prostitute, and then you have Nightshade Druid.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
They make food. It says, tasked with growing food, purifying the soil, and following the Nightshade's code to protect the farm from
Nightshade's code. Oh, the Nightshade's code to protect the farm.
They get sandals and a robe and scythe and some vegetables.
They get some seeds, Their special feature is urban jungle. You may substitute survival for streetwise when in urban environments. Okay.
You could be.
I feel like they would be better with the survival than the streetwise if they are growing food in a park, right?
Oh,
Well,
you could be
maybe-
a rat catcher.
Or you could be a
Yeah.
drug cook. You could cook drugs.
Yeah, well, you know, all of
Iconic
these
equipment being chemistry kit, a hazmat suit, and a sample of your work. I guess you always have that on you.
never
Give it
get
infinite
high on your own
supply.
supply. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just, and then at the end, like all of these books will have all these classes and all the things that for them, you know.
Yeah.
But then at the end, they'll have like the GM master advice and like
Yeah,
the
they'll have the
themes,
GM
and
advice, and then after that they'll have modules you can run. They'll
Yeah.
have like his like 3 stories that you
Yeah,
can do.
this is something I wanted to talk about because with these maps, I am really struggling to figure out if and some of these maps look like they've been made. Like if you go to page 76, 77, that one definitely looks like it was made by someone who is not being paid enough to make maps.
Page 76, 77. Hold on.
Yeah,
The link
I
is
can
Using
see
in
my
it.
Plaza.
iPad,
Oh Jesus!
so I
Yeah.
have to.
Why is it? Why is it
get-
purple?
What the
Is
fuck
that-
is this? Lincoln Center.
Like not to be
Plaza.
rude to anyone's work or anything, but it's not the most delicately made map. But if you look at, say, there's one I found earlier that I wanted to talk about.
Bro, these are the kind of maps I make.
If you go to page 99, I'm 98% sure that this was taken from a different D&D book and just dropped into this book.
99.
Yeah.
Cathedral of Saint Joseph Defined. I guess because it's like a Gothic style, so you could probably just rip it from some other.
I'm
like,
pretty sure
module.
I've played this map like on Roll20 in a different game.
Maybe you have been playing Escape from New York and you don't realize.
Like it looks like they've dropped in like some lights and stuff into the middle
This
to
it
make it look
looks.
modern.
It certainly looks like it's made from generic map assets. They may be bought in
Yeah.
a bundle and then used in the final product. Which I mean, if they have a license to use those, that's not a problem.
No. I'm not saying that.
Maybe.
Obviously, it's a serviceable map. I'm glad it's there. I'd rather it had it than not had it. But it doesn't feel like look at the Central Park one on page 83. That is just, it's so low effort.
I have to flick back. I'm using my
Sorry.
iPad, so I'm like
Sorry.
flicking around. Oh,
Just
I'm
wanted to talk
sorry.
about a couple of these because I thought.
Well, Central Park. I mean, there's definitely probably a bit of Central Park that looks like that. I
Yeah, but
guess.
if New York would turn into a Hellscape
Kind
Prison
of just
Society
like-
section, would it not be
Well,
interesting?
Stu, you're forgetting the Nightshade Druids take care of Central Park and make sure
That's,
that it's still functioning and working properly because that's where they grow the food for.
Yeah,
the,
so why is there
the
not food
prisoners.
here? There's just bushes. Why is there
Well,
farms and
if
stuff?
it's further in,
because it's hidden.
Because this is
like,
just
you
the
know,
outside. It's just a T-junction entrance to Central Park. You don't have
Yeah.
like a full thing for Central Park, bro. Come
Yeah.
on.
I'm just saying, it feels a bit lazy. Was my point. Also, how are you supposed to get? Do you get these maps additionally? Like, if you buy this book, do you get the maps in a format where you can actually use them?
actually use them, yeah.
Because right in this
Probably
book,
not.
do you hold the book out? You can't
gotta-
put tokens on it.
play it on the book, yeah.
Yeah,
You
you gotta make a scan of it, dude.
It just
Yeah.
feels like it would come out so badly.
Well, they make a point to say in the foreword of the actual everyday heroes thing, in that the world is so different now, and that you can never even meet the people that you play tabletop RPGs with, and that's who they're catering for. Is the people you'll never play these games in person at this point anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Well, how do you
just
get the
screen
book
cap
on?
the PDF
Oh,
and then put it
okay.
on Roll20 and deal with it, bro.
It'd be nice to have a high quality, like high pixel version. To if you have all the maps, they clearly have the assets, right? They should just include them separately.
I mean, the DPI of the PDF is not bad. You know?
No, but it would be nice to have one you
quality
could,
PDF.
why having to do all that work? I don't know. It just seems like an easy tool they could
Well-
make to make people's lives easier.
They could do that, or they could make a Rambo book
Okay, you got
and
me.
allow you to, I guess, not play as Rambo.
Yeah.
This was the one I was most interested in, but I didn't read it, which is a shame. But I just want to give
The
you
Rambo
a warning.
one?
If you guys don't want to hear about global politics, or torture, or warfare, or profanity, or deadly violence, or drug use, or mental health, zone out now. Your fate will fade to black for you.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't care, we won't fade to
on
black.
Politics.
Unfocus your eyes right now while we talk about this.
I'm looking at the
So
random
now-
one. Global politics. I don't understand. It's
Now,
so
I
out of
have
place.
I have never seen a Rambo movie, so I'm very unfamiliar.
Okay.
This would be my first introduction to the world of Rambo and what it's about and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't
I'm
think
looking
this
at the
game's for
hero
you.
options where you got backgrounds like refugee, remote village, tunnel
Fuck.
rat,
Well,
violent past. They're a little inconsistent. Violent past is not really like a background in the same way that a veteran or a small town is. You know?
mhm.
Right?
No, definitely not.
Like, I can have a violent past and a traumatic past and be a war orphan and be from a small town. These aren't
No, but-
really
No, but
mutually
what's
exclusive.
what's the defining part of a character?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing
Mine,
is, the
probably that they're a tunnel rat, I think.
Ben, the most important aspect is what proficiency bonus you want. That's
Well,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
pretty
defines
much.
These classes are really like boringly named, by the way.
Well, first off, can I give you a quote from Rambo First Blood Part 2 from Murdoch? Rambo
Okay.
John J., born 7647 in Bowie, Arizona, of Indian German descent. That's a hell of a combination. Joined the Army 8664. Accepted Special Forces specialization, light weapon, medic, helicopter, and language qualified. 59 confirmed kills, 2 silver stars, 4 bronze, 4 purple hearts, distinguished service cross, and medal of honor. You get around, don't you?
nice.
That's just
Well,
the quote for the professions.
Do you
Just
think
like
they got
a,
that from a quote website, or
It's
did
like
they
a
actually
full-
wrote that down from the film?
they
They
probably
just got it from the film, probably.
they probably looked up Rambo script online and
Script, yeah.
just kind
Yeah.
of copy
Trying
and
to
paste stuff
pulled
in.
things out. Yeah.
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 You can
Rambo enters screen left.
Dude, you can be so much. Dude, you can be the sheriff. Isn't the sheriff the bad guy in
Yes,
Rambo?
he is in the first one. Yes.
So you can be a
No, he's
arms
misunderstood.
dealer.
Okay, he only
Okay.
tried to torture and demean Rambo because he had imposter syndrome.
He had imposter syndrome. Of course.
He was like, everybody talks about this Vietnam War. I was part of the Korean War. Nobody talks about that one. I'm so that's literally what it was.
I just want to point out, guys, that for the hero options, you got combat engineer,
Yeah.
combat medic,
Uh-huh.
combat scout,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and then commander and survivalist.
Wow.
Now, why did they evolve? Why did they have to make combat in all of those? Could they not just have engineer and medic? In a Rambo game, you can assume that it's a military one, right?
So from what I'm getting from this is that the idea is that you are a Rambo-esque crew
Mhm.
Yeah.
who is destroying a small town sheriff department.
Actually, that'd be interesting what the actual story is like, because it's flesh and blood. Yeah.
They got graded challenges in this one, dude. You got an epic success, which is rolling a 10 plus or better. Result versus DC 10, 20 or higher. An epic success. Demolition, collapsing buildings. Dude, they added so many more rules for the they were really feeling themselves when they wrote the Rambo book.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to look at the synopsis, but I started reading it and I immediately got bored as I started reading it. So
Dude, there's so much in here. There's so much stuff for like fortifications, traps. Dude, this is like a tower defense RPG.
yeah, I guess. Well, they had
Part
to do
4,
something to
Game Master
distinguish
advice.
these ones. These
I'm
games.
reading a left section on how to torture or interrogate your heroes. It's quite interesting.
Oh no!
Uh,
It
Dude,
says
this
first
is,
off, make
uh,
sure everyone's cool with it.
Yeah, first off, make sure everybody... actually, I would rather you didn't interrogate my hero. Well, fuck, okay then, I guess.
It still has a fun fact here where it's talking about the reality of violent interrogation is very different from portrayed from the film. I'm glad it made that point. that Rambo is not that realistic when it comes
First,
to torture.
everyone breaks eventually under torture. How, when, and why people break will vary.
I just wouldn't.
In the end, the human mind and body are not meant to hold up against such suffering. Yeah, I'll just in my game, I'll be like, nah, I don't break.
Yeah,
Well, you
I'm
gotta
gonna roll
roll.
a Constitution check. I don't break.
Yeah, I don't break. What's the DC? 10. Well, I beat it. I don't care. I got a +5 to this. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
What else does he do? Well, they start taking your thing. I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, realistic torture is just not useful or fun in an action-oriented RPG. Bold of it to assume that a realistic torture isn't fun or useful.
But we tried our hardest to put it in anyway. Look, we're going to be completely honest with you here. This topic is not good for a game, but we're contractually obligated to make sure aspects of the movie are in the game, so here it is anyway. We tried our best. May make use of it or don't. It's up to you.
Yeah, we have read through the classified documents from Guantanamo Bay to have reflected, the torture realistically in this module,
They got some adventure ideas for you here. Cartel busters. The hook is that you're a DEA agent is taken hostage by a powerful drug cartel, and the heroes are tasked with rescuing them.
Mm-hmm.
The heroes are a team of black ops mercenaries based in Latin America.
Oh, well, I wonder what they're doing there, huh?
I wonder. Interesting. DEA getting in pretty deep, huh?
Yeah.
Eating dust, the heroes must lead a large group of refugees to safety. Tiger Company, the heroes are building a mercenary company from the ground up.
It's like Jagged Alliance.
None of these are about fighting. I was gonna say, I was at least gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and be like, well, at least I guess if you want to play a game that's about you and your friends killing like an army of police officers, then go for it. But all the adventure ideas they give you are just being like a fucking like toadies for the U.S. government.
Because
Yay, that's what people do want to do.
Can the heroes succeed where the historical mission failed and rescue Americans held hostage in Iran?
Because
Can
that's the
they?
thing is like
The heroes find themselves repelling a Soviet invasion of an Afghan town.
This rulebook is dedicated to brave warriors.
I'd rather they prefer if they wasn't dedicated to them. They were like, no.
I thought the whole ethos of Evil Genius was that they're supposed to be modern games set in modern times. We're not. America isn't even in Afghanistan anymore. They pulled out.
Well,
how can they defend an
But it's set
Afghan
in Rambo
town?
times. Isn't Rambo set like in the past?
Yeah, but the thing is that like nobody actually like. It's so weird. Like after Rambo 1, like the idea of what Rambo is got so twisted and like desecrated, because basically in Rambo 1 he was shown as this like suffering individual, right? This man that is so broken that he, like in the book Rambo, he gets killed at the end. Like he dies in the book because they kill him like an animal. Like they kill him as like a rabid animal, you know? Like he isn't able to come back to reality, you know? And they change it for the movie, which is more hopeful. Like they actually said that they were afraid to actually make it like the book because they wanted to, because people actually go through this, you know? So they wanted to give people hope, you know, this way. And then you've got Rambo like 2 and stuff, and he goes back and like starts like killing thousands of people, you know. He kills like one guy in the first one. He falls out of a helicopter. It wasn't even his fault. He dies, you know. And then it turns into like this. He's definitely like an action hero, you know, like a stereotypical action hero later on. And this is what this reflects, you know, rather than the actual first movie, which is, you know, this system would look a lot different if it was based on the first book, where it's like suffer from PTSD, roll to connect with reality, find humanity, you know. Your
try and readjust to civilian life. Oh no, you failed.
You're working, you know, stacking shelves.
Roll
There's a convenience store. Yeah.
You hear a loud noise and think it's a gunshot. Roll
Yeah.
wisdom. Yeah, that would be.
Oh
honestly,
damn! I
that
didn't
system
meet the
sounds more
DC. What
interesting.
happens? You dive into a sewer and pull out your handgun. You keep it. You shoot a civilian. No, fuck! I didn't want
No,
to.
fuck.
Damn.
I couldn't control myself. I'm so sorry. And it's
Roll
like
to
that's the
resist
thing.
domestically abusing your wife.
No.
Oh, brother. I think that's the thing at the
Time
heart
out,
of all
time
this.
out.
I feel like that's the thing at the heart of all this is that the exact market for this is like something to buy somebody who you don't really know them very well. Except
You've
for
heard,
like,
yeah.
oh hey, I know you like Rambo and tabletop RPGs, so I was looking around for a gift and I saw this Rambo game book, and I thought, hey, he'd probably like that, because it's like
I totally got where you're coming from. Yeah.
if you play enough tabletop RPGs, you should at least be at the point where you don't need books like this, and you can just sort of like do whatever you want with your preferred setting. You don't need like a brand new rule set that is just 5e reskinned, and then a module to be like, here are some special classes we made just for you, so if you want to make a Rambo style game. You should just be at the point where you can just take inspiration from Rambo and write a story you want to tell that's in that sort of
Rambo
like
inspired.
ballpark.
Yeah.
I struggle to think, who are these really for at the end of the day?
I think my way of looking at this is it's like those movies that you've never seen, but your grandma mistakes for a movie you actually like. And will, pick up in a bargain bin of like a dollar store, but the tabletop equivalent. The way you put it was good, where it's like someone who doesn't know you well enough will get you this. It's like someone who gets you Mega Blocks because they think you like Lego.
Yeah,
I mean, Mega Blocks aren't that bad. Just
no, I like Mega Blocks.
Stu is a known Lego purist. I think.
No, I like Mega Blocks, but
we've not got too long left. Let's go into a big one. To end it off. Crow.
The Crow RPG system. That's the one that I really, when I heard this and I was like, what?
According to the Comfort and Safety, this seems like it's definitely going to be the hardest one to discuss. It's got deadly violence, death and loss, depictions of abuse, both mental and physical, drug use, addiction and overdose, general hopelessness, harm to children, incestuous relationships, profanity, sexual violence, suicide, torture and pain. 11 damn points of discomfort.
I just want to make the point that the art quality from the title page to the third page is astronomical difference.
It's
I know it can't all be amazing, but
a little bit of the forward. When I told a friend that I had never seen The Crow, she insisted we watch it as soon as possible. And she was right. I was too young to experience the movie when it first came out, and I didn't encounter the franchise at all until I was a teenager, and the third movie, The Crow, Salvation, appeared on TV. Is there more than one of these movies?
Yeah, I think so. Because it's Brandon Lee played the original movie Crow, and then they made a bunch of other Crows, and those weren't as popular, I think, than the original Crow.
Anyway, you got a lot of great backgrounds here.
Let me just say something. Read this section.
Okay.
This is in the universe of Crow. It's like you die and you come back as like this vengeful spirit. That's the sort of thing. So they in the character creation section, they have a thing which is choose your death. Okay.
Oh,
so when you they have like a thing. They have to it's something like you discuss with your GM, but this wording is insane to me. Ultimately, your own choice. In the great many things, terrible things happen to you, usually including sexual assault. So that's a great way to putting these things.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do the things that you do to make you uncomfortable. And I was like, okay, so it's a bit like is a bit weird, you know.
If you
the
want
idea.
to, you can put it in. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
if you
but
want to, you can put it in, I guess, you know.
It's
Guys,
yeah.
I need to call a time out here because there's a sense of general hopelessness coming up that I'm not really okay with.
I am
Yeah.
generally hopeless about these games, bro, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, because these are just modules, so they're supposed to interact well with the base game of Everyday Heroes. What would happen if you're like, you turn up to the Crow game and everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm playing the Butterfly. I'm my butterfly spirit. I have a tiny monster spirit. By the way,
Yeah.
the creature breakdowns are literally just the 5e breakdowns of like
100%,
just
yeah.
the stat blocks of 5e monsters. Don't worry about
It is exactly the same. That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's like
laid out the exact same way. But you got like, yeah, I'm the butterfly.
legally distinct.
Oh yeah,
it's not.
I'm the butterfly. I'm the mastiff. Me, I'm the owl. Hi everybody. I'm gonna be the MMA from the base rulebook. I'm an MMA fighter. I'm unrelated to the crow stuff. I'm
I
just
hate
kind
when-
of here.
I hate when people come in to my crow session and they're playing they got Super Saiyan as their class. I just can't I was like,
I'm
you
sick of it.
only
Well,
call books, okay?
I asked the GM nicely, and he said I could use the Rambo combat medic class.
Yeah. Sorry, dude, what if you were like dude, what if you're like, oh yeah, this is my character, they're the moth. They were a victim of sexual abuse and manipulation from their lover, and it drove them to suicide. And now I want to find and kill them. And the one dude rolls up with the manipulator class from Everyday Heroes. And he's just like, oh wow, that's crazy. Well, you know,
got my
I'm just
double-barrel shotgun at
some
least,
guy.
so-
I got my double barrel shotgun. I'm the manipulator. I had the option of having nothing or the double barrel shotgun, so I went with the old double barrel. And I guess in theory, you can make all of these modules run with each other.
Yeah, you come to a game and it's like, hey, I'm allowing the Crow splat book. I'm allowing the King Kong
Yeah.
splat book.
I'm-
Pacific Rim's
dude,
in there.
If I'm running an Everyday Heroes game, I'm saying fuck it, we ball. Everything's allowed. Play
I'm
whatever
not,
you want, bro.
I'm not allowing Escape from New York. That's off limits.
Grab whatever you
I
want.
got
No,
nuclear
that's where the
annihilation is
story
off
would
limits,
be, bro.
yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
I would take I as the GM would run the Escape from New York story, and then I'd be like, everything else, just take whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be the most authentic Escape from New York prison experience, because you would just be a bunch of fucking freaks in Manhattan prison.
Yeah,
From
exactly.
all sorts
Oh, I'll
of
use
shit.
my Crow spirit to go through New York Central
I'm a
Park.
Highlander. I'm a Highlander.
I forgot. Yeah,
In
exactly,
Escape from New
Highlander.
York, there's a Highlander one. What kind of shit is in this one? Hold on.
And there's also
Deadly violence, real-world religious iconography and themes, depiction of occultism and human sacrifice, depictions of real historical and contemporary cultures, and dark humor and satire. So be careful.
Yeah, there's the Universal Soldier one, which is
I don't know.
at
anything
first
about
when I
Universal
looked at it, I just thought it was like a generic soldier. Literally, that's what I thought. But then I was like, wait a minute,
No,
and
it's
I
the
started
movie,
reading it, and it's the movie. I was
Yeah.
like, and I was like, what? Like, you know, like it's such a like for some reason I just completely didn't associate the title with the movie. I just thought it was like, I guess it must be like a nondescript soldier book, I guess a supplement or something like that. Literally, you know. But going back to the Crow one, I just wanted to say one of the backgrounds: suicide survivor, something.
Oh, bro.
Which is another cool thing about it is proficiency, medicine, insight or medicine. So I thought these people, and that's the thing. The big issue of these systems, right, is, and and you look at the credits for them, and they have like all these settings, and they tackle these heavy themes of like, we're laughing at this, but you know they are very heavy themes. But their amount of like effort that they put into actually handling these themes correctly is negative. It's actually hurtful.
No,
the
but
way
Max, they put the forward, they put the conflict themes in, so you know
so
they're covered.
It absorbs them completely. Yeah, exactly. It's like
If you have a problem with the book, you just time out and read past that bit.
yeah, exactly. You know, it's like that's the issue. That's the issue that I am having with these books, is that they got all these themes, but they don't know how to handle them, and there's like zero effort put into
This
this,
is why
you
I'm
know?
thinking an AI did it, because it feels like
Yeah.
it's just like,
It has no empathy.
a suicide survivor. What skills would they have? Well, medicine probably. Insight
it,
maybe.
Let me load up the Bing AI.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask.
You'd say to
I'm just gonna
what
ask it.
what Avatar RPG. Make us an Avatar RPG.
Well, we can't
5e
just say
skills?
make us an Avatar RPG.
Well, that's what they do now.
That's all right. I'm on Bing. I'm on Copilot from Bing. Let's. Why is it damn it! It's telling me about a fucking.
Welcome to the new AI section of our podcast.
I clicked on a thing and it's
We already had
automatically
AI
made
sections
me ask,
before.
Welcome to the old section. Not the
All right.
AI section.
I'm choosing conversation style. I'm saying it to more creative.
Nice.
Okay. Give me a table. Nope. Give me a table. I'm bad at typing. Tabletop.
We'll shorten this.
Game.
No, you should make it longer. Slow it down.
Background for what would I say? For a game based on James Cameron's Avatar.
Nice.
Let me see what it spits out. Let me see what it comes out with here.
Sorry, that's copyrighted material.
Yeah. Please put in
It said, sure.
your credit card.
I can try to create a tabletop role-playing game background for a game based on James Cameron's Avatar. Here is one possible example. Welcome to Pandora, a lush and beautiful moon in the Alpha Centauri system. Yeah, okay.
It's a
Ask if it's a
background character
classes.
background.
Yeah.
Character classes. There you go. That
yeah.
would be easier.
Give me a tabletop role-playing game class based on James Cameron's Avatar.
Truck freak.
I should really start saying please to the AI just so they know
Yeah.
in the future that I'm not gonna do
You're
shit.
not
Ass
rude
is
guy.
covered. Yeah.
That sounds like a fun idea. Here is one possible example of a tabletop role-playing game class based on James Cameron's Avatar.
AI thinks it's fun too. Yeah,
Dude,
must,
it's
right?
doing it. It's going for it. Name, Avatar pilot. Description. You're a human who operates a genetically engineered Na'vi body called an avatar to explore and
perfect.
interact with the world of Pandora. Abilities. Avatar link. You can enter a special pod that connects your mind to your avatar body. RDA equipment. You have access to various equipment and resources provided by the RDA. Na'vi
Weapons,
affinity.
none.
You have a natural affinity with the Na'vi, the indigenous people of Pandora. It goes for it, dude. Anyway,
Honestly,
yeah, no,
the conspiracy theory that they're using AI to generate this stuff is
They might
it's
might
becoming
just,
just a regular theory,
It's definitely doable,
a
man.
game theory.
It's definitely possible to be able to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think that we could create a module in the style of Evil Genius and just like slip it in with the others? Like,
I'm asking, what are some other classes?
Hack their
What,
website
just go to drive through RPG and just release our own.
I was like, if you can slip it in with the Humble Bundle ones and just see if anyone notices that there's one that just doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
Like,
I asked it-
what movie would you pick? Would you
I
do
asked
Avatar?
it to give me.
or-
I would probably do Avatar, dude. I love it.
Avatar would be good. Yeah.
It feels like it needs to be an
old.
old kind of, crawling out of popular media kind of movie. You know?
Running Man would be good. I guess.
Dude, I got some. I
Sounds
asked
like
it what are
Total
some
Recall.
other classes. Yeah, Running Man
Mhm.
would be a good one. It's giving me Na'vi Warrior now. They have the abilities Awa's Blessing, Warrior's
Nice.
Training, and Clan's Honor.
Ben's just trying to get us to play Avatar RPG.
Yeah.
This is so easy. I think if I ever want to like come up with specific rule sets for table, dude, it's giving me even more. The RDA agent.
Ooh.
You're a human who works for the RDA, dude. This is so easy.
This
We
is-
could.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. This is
We
the
really,
future.
literally, we literally do not have to do anything. This is. I'm starting to. I'm not saying that they do, but I'm starting to 100% believe that there is a possibility that you could work for Evil Genius and just like feed shit into Midjourney and ask it to do shit like that.
Yeah, it's
Be
probably the
like,
next
yeah, give me
book that's
some-
gonna be.
Give me some crow-based classes.
Yeah.
In The Crow, you play as the Crow.
Do you think the AI art is generated as well? Because like
No.
but I'm wondering if they ask it to make it look like it hasn't been AI generated. Like they ask it.
I don't think they do in these books, probably because these books were created over the last few years when the AI art wasn't very great. In the future,
Absolutely.
RDA rivalry. You have to deal with the competition and the politics within the RDA. How do I create a character for this game? Dude, they just give you AI generated more questions. How do I create a character for this game? Tell me, please. I'm trying to write this book down, bro.
Yeah, in a couple of episodes, we should just do a whole podcast episode where we just make Evil Genius RPG.
Here's how you would create a character for a tabletop
show.
role-playing game based on James Cameron's Avatar. Choose a class. Choose a name.
Well, it's got you there.
It's a big paragraph for choosing it. Choose a motivation. Very straightforward. Choose a secret. Choose a secret.
My secret is that I haven't watched Avatar 2.
Choose a voice.
Yeah.
I love that. Choose a secret. A secret is something that your character doesn't want to reveal to others, or that others don't know about your character.
Thanks.
Choose a voice.
I want to be Avatar, a Navi warrior, and I want my secret to be that I am an Avatar, the Navi warrior. I'm pretending to be human.
Yeah, I think we'll. We should just start this business. We should start. Good genius.
Good genius.
Good idiot.
Good genius. We're gonna use Mid Journey from now on.
Yeah,
We're gonna pump out. Our output is gonna be so much higher. We're gonna be like fucking shitting these books out, bro. We're gonna be going around to everybody.
We're
Gonna be like, hey, do you want the Fableman's tabletop RPG? We already made it. It's done. Just buy it from us.
Hey Mattel, how much do you want your new game to be the new 5e?
Yeah.
D&D?
Yeah.
Well, we've made this.
Well, we made it. We've already done it. Just pay us.
It's already done.
It's already done. Pay us. It's already done. We'll give it to you.
Do you think they use the AI to write their ironbound legal contracts as well, or?
No.
Yeah. Only an AI would be able to.
We would have a good template contract that we have with an actual lawyer, and that lawyer will make it ironclad, so we get as much money as possible.
What if the lawyer's using AI and isn't telling us like there's guys arrested for doing that?
Is a contract written up by an AI not legally binding, do you think?
Well, it's if you sign it, it becomes legally binding, right?
I don't know. If it's like written by an AI, I feel like that would throw.
Why?
Because it's like it's not even when a contract is written, there is somebody behind it putting in express like intent and terms and shit. The AI the machine learning doesn't understand those things.
Yeah, but if you read it and agree to the terms written in the contract, then you're...
I get it. Yes, that makes sense. But do you think there is wiggle room that if somebody if you find out that you're in a bad contract and you find out it was written by AI, could you be like, they didn't disclose to me that an AI wrote this contract? I think that's
probably, yeah.
I think that's breach of contract.
You might have a case.
Especially seeing as like you tend to want like qualified people writing those, right?
Yeah, maybe you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. That it. Yeah, I could imagine that, unless they say that like if if they can prove the fact they have proofread the entire contract, maybe they could say like I guess this is the future that they want for like script writing and stuff. I'm looking at the premieres for like, I'm thinking of what RPGs could we make, and Bob Marley One Love. I think that would be a pretty good
make the
RPG.
Bob Marley tabletop RPG.
Should it not be like an old film that people don't watch anymore, like something obscure? Like The Crow or Rambo.
What do you mean obscure? Everybody knows about the Crow.
No, I know what Stu means though. It's not something in the zeitgeist.
I guess
they're
now,
like old. They're like, I'm not saying they're not classics, but they're like people.
If we're following the evil genius sort of like modus operandi, it needs to be like Ghostbusters type crap.
Because Kong Skull Island was 2017 specifically.
We need to do like.
But it feels like it's been 40 years since
nostalgia bait and big blockbuster crap.
Oh, we could do Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is a good one.
I'm surprised. I feel like that will be the next Evil Genius one because they got that shitty movie coming out this year. You know?
Yeah, because from what I've read on some forums, so I'm not putting my life on this. Apparently, they've been buying out a lot of licenses from a lot of places that they still haven't made those. Yeah, like they've been paying for licenses basically from a lot of different companies basically for games. So they have things coming.
Yeah, I suppose if
there's a flood coming that we don't see yet.
Well, I suppose if they're the ones paying for the licenses, then that lends credence to the idea that these are mostly AI generated, so that you can like really pump them out. And it's like the Blumhouse thing where it's like the actual production budget for these is really low.
Oh my god!
You just make them in like a week and a half, with AI.
Toxic
If
Avenger.
they're paying for the licenses, that's where the money's going, right?
Yeah.
How much can they be making on these? Who's buying it?
Toxic Avenger RPG. I think that's a
You want to do a Toxic Avenger RPG? We can do that.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to get that from Trauma either. I feel like
definitely.
he'd just be like, sure, whatever.
Fine.
He'd be like, they're making D&D with my shitty movie. Hooray!
What about like a Evil Dead RPG? What does that
Oh, Evil Dead RPG.
There's already an Evil Dead RPG.
Oh, no.
I remember
Evil
seeing
Genius beat
that.
us
I
to it.
remember. No, it's not an Evil Genius one. I remember seeing it in a board game store. I think it was more
I feel like
explicit.
I also
I think
seen
it was
it,
more
yeah.
explicitly an Army of Darkness RPG,
Yeah.
but Army of Darkness is Evil Dead at the end of the day.
That's
So,
true. Yeah.
Minecraft RPG.
The
I'm
Minecraft
sure that
Just
already
go into
exists.
video games.
Oh my god! Could you imagine what kind of mindset would somebody need to have to play a Minecraft tabletop RPG with their friends?
People are not
Instead of
playing it.
just
People are buying it for their kids.
Playing
Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Minecraft.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right.
I'm looking up Minecraft.
There'll
tabletop
be
RPG.
several, I'm sure.
I'm trying. Hold on. I typed in mine TTRPG.
And if there isn't, there's a money opportunity here.
Yeah, we gotta.
Daughter suggested a Minecraft tabletop RPG. Has anyone
Well.
written rules? If not, what do you think? I'd be surprised if there wasn't one, but I'm not sure where it might be. I can't see anything around.
We'll just talk to Microsoft,
Yeah.
and we can have the classes: miner, crafter, fight guy,
Minecraft tabletop.
breeder,
Oh
grower.
no.
All the shit I'm seeing online is just like,
Farmer.
okay, there's one on Amazon.
Explorer, like
It's
Never
called
Mhm.
Diecraft, a Minecraft inspired role playing game.
Inspired. They didn't have the license. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
But
that's
this is
what we
all
do.
I can
Minecraft.
find.
We could do a Minecraft Evil Genius RPG where it's just 5e.
Yeah, why not?
No, it's not 5e. You can't say that. That's
Sorry, it's
legally
just
binding.
it's
We
just
could have
legally distinct
classes.
5e.
We could have classes like the Redstone Engineer.
Yeah, that's a.
And you have to
good
put
one.
smart
miner.
hero brackets next to it.
No, dude, we'd have the two classes. Are you a miner or a crafter?
I prefer the
I
craft.
prefer being a miner. Seems to be the only Minecraft tabletop RPG.
Well, and
Honestly,
like,
there's,
is
there's
there any
money to be
reviews?
made there.
Is there any reviews for it?
There is a Goodreads page for it. It's got a 3.76 out of 5 stars. What kind of rating have people got? There's one review. I am currently setting this game up right now. I hope it works out good. Everybody, you should get this book.
How can you review it if you haven't played it yet?
How is that a review?
He's like, I'm gonna try it. Until then, though, 5 stars.
Because he died. He died playing the game, so he never was
he
able to
starts taking
finish
up and he had a
the
stroke
Oh, I
or a
kinda
heart attack.
wanna-
and then he does the crow in real life. He comes back and hunts down the creator.
I kind of want to, but dude, it's like £4. I'm gonna buy a copy of Diecraft on Amazon, bro. If I look,
Is
look
this
forward
our-
to next week.
Yeah, is this gonna be our RPG corner where we download buy absolute crap systems and we read them?
You mean legally purchased good and well-made systems to talk about and review?
Yeah.
I think this is
Exactly.
gonna be one of those books that Amazon just has like the PDF for, and then when you buy a copy of it, it just like they just print a PDF and send it to you.
Do you think Evil Genius would ever sort of send us review copies of their games?
I would hope so, man.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
How
we
many
talk
viewers
about
do we
it
have to
enough.
have? 5,
Like, we should-
6?
I think
like
we
the
should get in
idea-
contact and ask if we can get like a sponsorship going.
I like the idea
about
that
Evil
they'll
Genius
give
all the
us
time.
like they'll give us like a copy of the pre-alpha copy of the system for Rebel Moon,
Yeah.
and then they're like after like 2 weeks they're like, oh, so guys, have you got any feedback? And we're like, we haven't played it.
No, dude, what would happen is we would get the PDF and then we would load up PDF like comparing software and we'd be like, hey, wait a minute.
Like, yeah,
Wait a minute.
it's the
We would be
the
reading
software
through it and it would suddenly start talking about the Skull Island superfauna and we'd be like, wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Hey, wait a
Wait
minute.
a second.
I don't
yeah.
think that's right. Hey, I think you guys messed up and sent us some pages from one of the other books, and they're like, ha, yeah, pages.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The find replace
yeah,
fucked up. That one.
yeah.
I think we could do that. We could maybe take one of these and just find and replace with just Minecraft terminology. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Includes drug use. We have to write a new
bro.
5 words or whatever.
Oh yeah, because you eat potions. Yeah.
Yeah, drug use. Slaughter. You can like slaughter animals, right?
Yeah. Kill
You can,
sheep and pigs. And
Hell,
Heroes being
portray-
trapped.
heroes
Get
being trapped.
with leather.
Yeah, you can portrayal of hell. You know,
Yeah.
So you
religious
go-
themes. Yeah.
religious.
I've just realized that at the end of the Everyday Heroes books, there is actually an appendix that's literally just 5e changes.
What?
So in this game, you only have 10 levels instead of 20.
Do they ever credit Wizards of the Coast for making the system that they basically stole and changed slightly?
I guess this kind of counts as a credits in that they're just saying, here's all the shit we'd made different.
But do they not at the forward say, hey, this is similar but not?
Critical miss. Rolling a 1 on an attack roll is considered a critical miss, though there is no defined consequence for this in most situations. So basically the same as 5e. I don't think I would consider that a change. I think that's pretty much
It's
entirely
that house
how it
rule,
is in
isn't
5th
it?
edition.
For
Yeah.
5e, people are
The
like, oh,
critical
you roll a
miss.
1, you throw your axe and drop it on your foot or whatever.
Usually you just put a
Jesus
bit of flavor
Christ.
in.
Yeah.
That's such a cope to include this. Like they're like literally saying that like these are like this. We are actually very different.
Yeah.
Look at all these different things.
You know, it just
we have
reminded-
suffocation in this one.
I just
The
I
fuck?
reminded myself actually I saw a thing in the GM tools for the Kong Skull Island one, where it tells you like, you know, here's how you can like the random weather. They got like a little rolling table for weather, and they say to determine these, roll 2d4. And there's only 7 options, and I'm just thinking like, I mean, D8s exist. You really couldn't think of one more piece of weather to
Wait,
to
what
put in this
page is
group.
it on?
Maybe they wanted to weigh it, so it was
It's
like
on
more
page
like to get,
37.
Like
It's on
a 3
page
or a 4?
37. I guess, but I don't know,
37.
man. I guess.
to weight it on a curve. It still
Yeah,
seems
maybe.
weird.
Yeah, it could have
Maybe.
been. Yeah, could have been
Maybe.
weighted on the curve. I guess, you know, evil geniuses, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
as
you know,
we've
we got to
seen.
give them some credit there. I hadn't thought about it. That
They
way.
have
Yeah.
years and years of this kind of experience where they write the same thing over and over again. So.
Yeah, they know how to mix it up properly.
Yeah, they know how to. The kid that really knows how to like fudge it on the
Yeah.
exam. They're like really know how to just take a white paper off of the internet and just reword it perfectly so the like the university software can't catch it on like, you know, that they've just been copying someone else's work.
I'm a
the
little bit
entire time.
worried that Evil Genius is going to fire back, and in our next book, they're going to include a quote from us.
Yeah,
We'll be
That
making
would be
fun of
kinda
us.
stupid
interesting, yeah.
idiots.
Yeah, it's like, Ben, hey, I'm an idiot, guys.
Yeah.
They got one of the modules they write for their next game is going to have the Dead Ensigns faction.
Yeah,
dead-
it's
like
like,
faction
this is the
filled
weakest
with
and stupidest faction in the game.
Yeah.
Stupid morons who've never fucked and basically live in their basements and complain online about
How the hell did they know?
fun times.
Yeah.
And we're gonna
And
be
we
like,
fuck
"Fuck,
bitches
bro,
all
they
the
got us."
time.
And yeah, they're gonna have the evil genius faction, and they're gonna be like, these guys kick the Dead Ensign's ass, and they have fucking
Yeah.
so much sex, and they're always slamming pussy left, right, and center.
And they
Yeah.
get a free double-barrel shotgun.
They smoke
Yeah.
weed, and they watch
F-
fucking cool movie. They ride motorcycles and listen to cool music, and everybody loves them.
They
And
watch
then at
Rambo
the
and
beginning-
The Crow every night.
Yeah, they
And
watch.
at the beginning of the book, they have to include slight sexual content after because they added
Yeah.
that.
And they
warnings.
definitely don't use AI to write any of their books. Definitely all the books they ever write are handwritten on a typewriter with pen and paper and
Themes of
no
deception.
AI.
Themes of deception. Yeah, at the beginning. Yeah.
I like to think it's like a magical book. It just appears
Yeah.
as they're writing the book. It just fills up.
Yeah.
But, well,
Oh,
you know,
brother.
no
All
beef, no beef.
No beef. We love Evil Genius. We respect the game. End of the day, because this is the end of the episode now. We respect the game. We respect the hustle. Keep it up. I hope as soon
that
as there's
back.
even more books and we can do a part 2, we can go over some of the new rules they've added, new classes. Keep it
Yeah.
up. Maybe throw in a couple more of the Crow style ones, you know? Give us
Yeah.
some interesting curveballs. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for listening. It's been Dead Ensigns.
SDI sufferer or something. That would be pretty cool background. I would like.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Skills. Medicine.
Unique traits. Rotten genitals.
Definitely no condom in the
No
equipment.
condoms. Allergic to latex.
Unique trait. Syphilis madness.
Oh no!
Skills.
All right.
Deception.
All right. All right.
No, baby, I'm going. I'm good. I don't need a condom.
I got tested last week, baby.
Hey, I just got tested. Yeah, you should probably go. see a
Example of play. That's what it says above all the shit that you guys are saying now.
Yeah,
All
feel
right,
free
well,
to feel free to include any of those quotes at the top of the class. You know, you can even write my name underneath as though I'm the character. It's fine.
Yeah, you're
Go
saying
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Rotten Crotch.
listening. This has been the Evil Genius review. Thanks. Hope you've had fun. I'm Ben. This has been Max and Stu.
Hello.
Hello, or goodbye.
Bye, I guess.
And this has been Dead Ensigns. So thanks for listening. Make sure to check out the podcast on whatever apps you enjoy. We're also on YouTube. You can listen to it there and leave a comment if you feel inclined. You can go to Twitter, Twitch, whatever you want to do. You can email us even at deadensigns@gmail.com. If we're putting together a game, an Evil Geniuses Everyday Heroes game, in which all of the books are included. Play whatever you want. If you're interested, email us. We'll put you in the list. We'll get you in. We'll do a listeners game of Everyday Heroes with every book from Evil Geniuses allowed.
And there's so many themes that we're timing out
So many
constantly.
themes. Yeah, we're basically always fading to black.
Yeah, we
Just
set
a
up a
black
scene,
screen.
we fade
Yeah.
to black, and then we skip to the next scene.
Yeah.
Until the
Sorry,
finale.
we were getting into your heroes were gonna get restrained, so I had to fade to black. But unfortunately, the next scene had profanity, so I had to fade to black.
Yeah,
It's a whole
exactly.
mess. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Fade to black.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.